Let's rewrite it again. I don't have to solve that.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm still seeing a couple of students not follow the first set of instructions that will help you significantly. If I'm asking you to write an equation of a quadratic function, I've given you a vertex, and I've given you one of two x-intercepts. First off, you got to identify which equation we're going to use. Which equation? Vertex, right? Vertex form is where we want to start. And y'all got to remember, this is going to help you significantly. What's the first thing I'm going to do then? I'm going to write the formula, or the equation. So I'm going to use vertex form. F of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Right? I'm going to write that equation out. Start there. That's going to help you focus your attention, because which of those values do you already know?
H and K.
H and K. What is H?
-2.
-2. What is K?
9. -9.
So I'm indicating H and K. And start there by substituting that in. The students who are having the most success are following this pattern because it makes your job easier. A times x
Minus +2.
minus a -2 or
Plus
+2 squared.
+9.
Remember, it's plus a -9, which would be
-9.
-9, or -9. Because remember, it's adding a -9. It's adding that k. Instead of adding a negative, I'm just going to subtract. And I'm almost done, except I'm missing what really important number?
The A.
The A. That's why you're given another point. When I look at that second point,
X and Y.
the 1, it's x and it's
Y.
y. And you need to be careful about this.
And then the 0 is the alpha.
Hold on. Well, that's what I'm talking about. This is where you need to be careful. Some of us are doing this part, and this works well. We're just substituting that 1 in for x all the way through. Anywhere that there's an x, we substitute in a 1. You don't have to do this step, though. Because if you substitute in a 1, what do you get out? 0. So you could have gone straight to this equation if you want. If you need that reminder of an input of 1 gives you an output of 0, show that step. That's fine. All right? So 0 equals a times
3.
1 plus, okay, yeah, I can go ahead and write that, I guess. 3 squared minus 9. Y'all need to be careful and pay attention. If you drop off that square, that's going to be a procedural error that you make, and that's going to drop you on the rubric. You can still get a 4.5 probably if you drop off that square, because it's just a procedural error, but it's still easy points that you're missing. Okay, so what am I going to do next?
0 equals 9. I mean, A times 9 minus
3 squared gives you 9.
minus 9
Minus 9.
plus 9 on both sides.
Okay, so we do want to remember, like, we've simplified everything we can, and so now we're going to use the inverses to create the identities. When I add 9, -9 plus 9 is?
0.
0.
Plus 9.
Why do I need to add 9 to the left-hand side?
What you do to one side, you gotta do to the other.
It's a property of equality, so that my equations are equivalent. I want them to look different, but I want them to tell the same story.
Divide 9.
Divide by 9, or use the inverse, which is the reciprocal, or the multiplicative inverse. Either way. Okay, so what is 9 times 1 divided by 9? 1 is equal to A. Now I have the equation. F of x equals,
1.
and you can write the 1. You don't have to, but you can. Done.
Okay, I got a quick question. Because I didn't know how to put it in the...
What do you mean? You didn't know how to put what in where?
Never mind. So we just went back to the top where the equation...
So remember, we wrote this equation, and the only thing we were missing was A. I now know A is equal to 1, so I substituted 1 in for A.
I know. I just didn't know how to write it.
That's it.
Put put it together.
You get it? Anna?
It's like, you know when you put the 3 with the 2 on top there?
Say that one more time.
Like the 3 with the square?
The square?
Like if you don't write that little, like that, are you gonna take off points? Because like I
Like if you went from, if you did a times 9
Yeah, I went
straight
from-
from here,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. Just make sure you don't make a mistake.
Okay.
Because I mean, like, could you put that into the calculator to simplify and just do 1 plus 2 squared, or even just do it off the top of your head? Sure. Just remember, like, if you make a mistake there and you don't justify, it's harder for me to give you credit because I don't know where you went wrong. Okay? But yeah, as long as you work that correctly, it's fine. Okay, so which form am I using for number 2? Factored form, because I have 2,
Points.
not just equal points.
X-intercept.
Okay, so f of x equals a times x minus r1 times x minus r2. And so negative 7 is r1. By the way, could that negative 7 be r2? Does it matter which one's r1 and which one's r2? No. Okay, so f of x equals a times x plus 7
Oh, my bad.
and x minus 5. So again, the only thing I'm missing is a. So how am I going to figure out what a is?
Negative 9. X and Y.
I got this point right here. Remember, if you have an equation given, you can graph it to figure out that other point. But if you're just given points, you got to use that last point that you were given to substitute it in, right? So what's going to be substituted in for x?
Negative 9.
Negative 4. So you can do this step where we show that substitution of negative 4 in for x
And plus 7.
times
Negative.
negative 4 minus 5. But we need to recognize if I substitute negative 4 in, I'm getting what out?
0.
Not for number 2.
Negative 9.
Negative 9. A negative 4 substituted in gives me a negative 9 out. And now I might go ahead and start simplifying. What's negative 4 plus 7?
3.
And negative 4 minus 5?
Negative 9.
See, so I want to pause and I do want to point this out. Do y'all have calculators on your desk?
Yeah.
Should you use them?
Yeah.
You use your calculators, okay? Use those calculators on your desk to make sure you're not making calculation mistakes. There's that. So, negative 9 equals a, and don't forget that's times what?
Negative 27.
Why is it important that we recognize it's a times there? Because I need to identify the inverse. Some of us are going to say plus 27. I'm not adding 27. What am I doing?
You multiply
By?
1 divided by 27.
Ooh, be careful.
I'm negative 27 on both sides. They mark out and create a 0.
Can I just do negative 9 on both?
1.
No, you cannot do negative 9 on both sides. No, ma'am.
Why?
Because I'm solving for a.
You always do.
Remember, I need a 1 times a so that I know what a is. So you can't deal with
I
negative
meant
9.
negative 27 on both sides.
Well, I did. Like, do you mean
No,
divide by
I'm
negative
talking about
27?
divide.
You can, but
Can. I'm trying to get y'all used to the multiplicative inverse, the reciprocal.
Then Miss Kim, you know you can check your answer.
Yes, I do know that. But don't waste your time.
Oh.
Focus on what's here.
Oh.
So, don't forget, you can just put this into the calculator. It'll give you the fraction. So what is a?
1/3.
1/3.
1/3 is equal to a. And so I substitute that 1/3 in.
That's for 3?
I knew I was.
2.
Oh.
I just ran out of room.
Ain't 1/3, ain't 1/4 simplified to 1/3?
No.
No.
1/3 and 1/4 are different.
But I got this, but we got the same,
And you got
you get the same thing though.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do, Miss Kim.
I mean, you can tell me you do, but I'm telling you you're wrong.
Boom.
Negative 4 minus 9. No, negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9.
This ain't under understanding the check
These are
is.
being multiplied.
Where's the game?
So hey, and then 1 divided by
Literally, we did it on 3 times negative 9
9.
is negative 27.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Oh, so you tell multiply it.
Right, because they're being multiplied.
And then go back to the regular formula.
If we took the understanding check today, we would have to do it now.
Yes.
What I'm thinking is we should probably take some more practice, which means first thing tomorrow you'll do the understanding check, and what I will do quickly is scan the understanding check so I can score them, but then go over it right away in
What
class.
you mean score them? We get zip grade?
No,
Oh.
I scanned them so that, because I can write on my laptop, and so I will write the scores on there. You just won't get the scores right away.
Oh.
But I can give them back to you and we can go over the answers.
So they ain't gonna be having all that stuff on there.
It will not have the feedback, but we're going to go over it right away, so you'll get some feedback that way. Does that make sense? So I'll show you the final answers, and then you can go through. Because I feel like we need more practice. Yeah. Would you agree, Ms. Courtney? Okay. So, to get a little bit more practice, I want y'all to work on numbers 3 and 4. We'll come back together to talk through 3 and 4 after we get done working through them. And then we'll do some more practice after that. Let's get to work.
I'm trying.
Yeah, hold on a second.